Once upon a time, in a bustling university town, there lived a young and ambitious student named Emily. She was pursuing her dreams of becoming a writer and was enrolled in a creative writing course. Emily was passionate about words. But what made her heart race even more was her professor. Professor Benjamin was a brilliant scholar with a kind demeanor and a captivating way of teaching. Emily found herself hanging on to his every word during lectures, her admiration growing with each passing class. She admired his knowledge, his wit, and the way he encouraged his students to explore. As the semester progressed, Emily couldn't help but find excuses to visit Professor Benjamin during office hours. They'd engage in meaningful conversations about literature, life, and everything in between. Emily cherished these moments, feeling a deep connection and admiration for her professor. One day, as the final exams approached, Emily mustered the courage to share her own writing with Professor Benjamin. She nervously handed him a short story she had poured her heart into. He read it with a thoughtful expression, and when he finished, he looked up at her with a smile that made her he. From that moment on, their bond grew stronger, and Emily's love for her professor extended beyond admiration for his intellect. It was a connection that transcended the classroom, a love for the mentor who had not only nurtured her writing but also captured her heart. As the academic year came to a close, Emily couldn't help but wonder if her feelings for Professor Benjamin were reciprocated. She found herself lingering after lectures, hoping for a moment alone with him, and one sunny afternoon fate seemed to smile upon her when he invited her to join him for coffee. Over cups of steaming coffee in a quaint little cafe, they delved deeper into their personal lives. Emily discovered they shared many interests outside of academia, from their love of hiking to their shared passion for classic literature. Their connection felt like the plot of a romantic novel, and Emily couldn't deny her growing affection for her professor. As summer arrived, Emily decided to express her feelings. She penned a heartfelt letter to Professor Benjamin, confessing her admiration and affection. She placed the letter in his office mailbox, her heart racing with anticipation. A few days later, she received a reply. Professor Benjamin, with kindness and empathy, explained that while he deeply appreciated her feelings, he was bound by ethical guidelines as her professor. However, he hoped they could continue their friendship as fellow literature enthusiasts. Though Emily's heart ached, she respected his decision and cherished the genuine friendship they had developed. And as the years passed, Emily pursued her writing dreams, always remembering the professor who had inspired her. Both as a writer and as a person, their connection, while not romantic, remained a significant chapter in Emily's journey of self-discovery and growth. In the years that followed, Emily continued to thrive in her creative writing pursuits, publishing her stories and novels to critical acclaim. She never forgot the valuable lessons and encouragement Professor Benjamin had provided during her time at university. Their friendship remained steadfast as they continued to meet for coffee, exchange book recommendations, and even collaborated on literary projects. Emily often marveled at how fortunate she was to have such a wise and supportive mentor in her life. As Emily's writing career flourished, she received an invitation to speak at her alma mater about her literary achievements. The thought of returning to the place where her journey began filled her with nostalgia. She accepted the invitation with enthusiasm. And on the day of her lecture, she was surprised to see Professor Benjamin in the audience, proudly watching her from the front row. After her speech, they embraced warmly, and Professor Benjamin whispered words of pride and admiration for her accomplishments. Emily realized that her love for her professor had transformed into a deep and abiding gratitude for the guidance and inspiration he had provided throughout her life. As they stood in the university courtyard, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, Emily couldn't help but reflect on the beautiful connection they had shared. It wasn't a romantic love story, but it was a tale of mentorship, friendship, and the enduring impact one person can have on another's life. Emily knew that she owed much of her success and personal growth to the professor she had loved, respected, and admired for so many years.